In parts of the country, it has been spooky warm, with some places setting records for heat. As we get ready for Halloween, national environmental correspondent David Schechter has been taking a closer look at these records and how climate change is heating up trick-or-treating for all of us. David, this is personal for me because I remember as a kid putting so much thought into my costume and then having to put a coat on over it, losing the entire effect. But so I'm hoping that things will be better for my kids. But let's start with those record highs. What's going on?
Well, I'm in Dallas right now, and I can tell you we are still rocking flip-flops and T-shirts over here. Since Sunday, places around the country, I can show them to you if you want to see them. Around the country, 310 records have been set for high daily temperatures. For example, Waco hit 90 degrees on Wednesday, breaking a record. Houston hit 91, tying a high. And El Paso also hit 91 degrees, breaking a record that stood for 135 years. That was the year that the Eiffel Tower was built. Meteorologists are blaming a heat dome, which is a high-pressure system that is trapping in that hot air, Lana.
90 degrees in Waco, 91 in Houston, and 91 in El Paso. It sounds like the temperatures, though, in the Southwest are going to fall by Halloween. That's on Thursday. But Climate Prediction Center anticipates that temperatures in the eastern U.S. will still be above 15 to 25 degrees above normal for Halloween. So let's talk about that. Obviously, selfishly, it feels nice, but behind all of it is climate change, and that's changing the holiday.
Yeah, well, there's a group called Climate Central that does really great research on climate change. They found that October nights in most of the country are now 3.3 degrees warmer than they were in 1970. So if you remember how hot it can get underneath a Batman costume, like you mentioned, or having to wear your coat, you know it's a big deal that this particular holiday is warmer than it used to be. Halloween is different now.
Yeah, so talk to us about what it's going to look like across the country, because we're seeing these high temperatures and all the departures from normal. Spell it out for us, David. So
if you go back to 1970 and you look at a couple of cities, Detroit has warmed 6 degrees, Richmond, Virginia, 5 degrees. This is over since 1970. 4 degrees in Minneapolis, 3 degrees in Pittsburgh. In Dallas here, it's 2 degrees warmer than it used to be. So Halloween is, I think, really a good opportunity for us to think about climate change, because we all kind of have memories of the weather on those days, and generally our recollection of weather is not great. But we remember some of those cold nights and wearing those winter coats over our Halloween costumes, and it's pretty clear our kids are going to grow up on a hotter planet than the one that we grew up on ourselves.
Probably not worth it just to show off costumes. All right, David Schechter, thank you.
Not worth it. Probably not.